Welcome to the Home Group Podcast, where we discuss everything addiction, recovery, mental health. I am Flip.
And I am Luke. Our generation of men, you're not allowed to have feelings.
We're going to talk about things that are uncomfortable, things that are scary, because when you talk about it, you take away its power.
The only thing that's going to keep me clean is me not wanting to be who I was then.
We was in the trenches, now look how we out here ballin'. Pumped up in the max, now we flooring in the...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Home Group Podcast. I am Flip. Clean date, April Fools, 2016. Quack, 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 quack.
I'm Luke. Clean date, October 11th, 2017. Pew, pew.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is the one, the only Top Hat Dave in the building.
Minus the top hat.
Minus the top
Nice.
hat. So
Proverbial.
Luke and I, when we originally started this podcast, we had talked about having Top Hat on, and I've known him for 12 years. He's done all my artwork. We've spent countless hours together, and it's an honor to have you on, brother.
It's an honor to be here.
Thank you for joining us. So for everybody kind of just catching up, Luke was sick. Then Luke went to the Tyson Jake Paul fight.
Spent a lot of money for absolutely nothing.
Yep.
Were you at least slightly entertained?
I was. It was a good. The fight was horrible, but the experience was monumental.
Beautiful.
So
That's all that matters. And then last week, I just was not in a headspace to record, but we're back.
life just been lifing a little bit. You know what I mean?
Life's been life.
Life's been lifing.
But, you know, to put things in hindsight, I don't know if we can really say life's been lifing. Sitting next to North Carolina Dave.
Oh, man. Asheville, boy.
Yeah.
What a ride.
Oh my God.
Bro, he's been in the trenches.
In the trenches. Like, running chainsaws, diesel machinery, 9 days without a shower, covered in poison ivy, poison oak. Like, that'll be a shift in perspective, fill you with gratitude for what really matters.
Right. Damn.
But don't worry, I showered this morning.
Yeah. No.
this morning, so...
I was gonna say like, it's not bad. I mean, it's not bad.
No.
No, it's not bad.
The musk isn't bad if that is what it is. Damn, man. So like, fuck. I couldn't
22
imagine.
years of living in Florida, never evacuated, not once. Moved
Right.
to the mountains, and then this biblical hurricane comes through and just annihilates it, Pompeii style, but instead of lava, you got mud and water.
It's crazy, dude, because like when you went there, I remember when you were like planning to go there and you're like, this is like going to be so peaceful and like everything's like, you know what I mean? You were like, I'm going on a spiritual voyage and I'm going to find the true Dave. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, I know what you mean. I don't know the Italian phrase, but they say if you want peace, prepare for war. And man, we went through war.
I bet. God damn, that's rough, dude.
So is life getting back to semi-normal yet?
It's getting back to a semi-new normal.
New normal.
New normal. Old normal is yesterday, history. And new normal's tomorrow, a mystery. But at least today I'm showered and amongst precious souls that's why I came back to visit. Like people that I've got strong adoration and love for.
Nice.
I can't imagine. Dude, like, because here's the thing, right? Like, Florida, we've been through enough storms that, like, we're built for it. Doesn't mean hurricanes don't come and fuck some shit up, but, like, North Carolina ain't built for it.
Oh, no. Ain't nobody got hurricane insurance. So anybody that lost everything isn't getting any aid from the government
Yeah.
or the insurance company. So, like, farms were wiped out, livestock, cars, paid off houses. There's families living in tents in grocery store parking lots, and they're not receiving any aid except for their neighbors, family, friends, and even the love from strangers. So this is luxury right in here. Bright lights and fancy cars.
Well,
No.
it puts things into perspective.
No, well, okay, so like, you know, I'm over here. I'm like, fuck, I had such a rough day at work this week. You know what I mean? Like, God, I've had to sit in my comfy chair in front of my fucking desk and like
your climate controlled
Yeah,
environment.
like, yeah, dude. Like,
Dude, we went 3 weeks without power and water. 3 weeks. Some people went 6. I know a woman that I tattoo with that went 6 weeks and she's 8 months pregnant.
Listen, that baby coming
That's
out.
like a whole-
That baby coming out strong.
like Superman.
Strong,
Like,
superhero strong.
yeah. That's, I mean,
That's how superheroes are made, or
Oh, for
villains.
sure.
mostly villains.
Yeah.
But hey, God bless, man.
Like it's crazy to think about. And then like, here's the thing, here at the Home Group Podcast, we don't like to get political, but like, I don't know if you.
We always.
I don't know if you saw this. We just sent $1 billion to Africa to help them rebuild their cities after natural disasters.
Right.
But like,
All the southern states from Florida to North Carolina and everything in between, we got $750.
The like original states.
The
Like
original,
first.
the original colonies.
The OGs.
OGs. Nope. Each adult in the household got $750. That was it.
A high five. That's it. You got a high five.
Yeah,
like you
that was
hand
about
me $750, and me and the fam are in a tent
Yeah,
outside of the grocery store.
Yeah.
Like we're fighting.
Yeah, what am
like
I-
I'm still taking my $750
Of
because we
course.
done got none.
Of course.
But like we're fighting.
Of course. Yeah.
Or at least thumb wrestling, something.
Right. So, yeah.
Yikes.
I mean, I'm glad you can smile still because I would not be. I don't know, man. I couldn't imagine it. Dude, I was during that hurricane. I was terrified that like I was gonna lose a couple pairs of sneakers. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, North Carolina, you would have seen all your sneakers just floating down what used to be a creek and now it's a tsunami.
that's a nightmare.
I mean, your sneakers will float. I've seen full-blown trees uprooted just floating like tub toys through our pasture.
Yeah, I saw some videos. I watched some videos on YouTube, man, and there was like full, like water towers.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like
Steel beams bent like they were just like popsicle sticks.
that's crazy.
The power of water, man. Don't disrespect
The
it.
power
Yeah.
of Mother Nature. I've talked about it before. When I lived in Colorado, they get the occasional tornado. And we had one of my favorite spots to go as a kid was this drive-in movie theater. And the tornado wiped it out, and there was one fence pole left, and there was a McDonald's straw blown and stuck
yeah.
in the metal pole, like
Like a milkshake straw.
Yep.
Just fighting physics.
In the pole.
through the metal pole.
Oh, man.
And so it's like Mother Nature. It's like wild animals. Like you don't really understand the severity of the situation
Yeah.
until you're chest to chest with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this anymore. God bless.
Did you guys hear about that assassination that just happened?
The health department, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Or maybe not the department, but like,
Yeah, there was like the
medical
a
stuff.
CEO of like some
Big pharma.
yeah, dude got
Blasted
God,
in like wide open
got
wide open
assassinated.
public.
He got
with
assassinated.
a long rifle, my boy, and the dude.
It wasn't an
The
attempt.
dude's still on the run.
Oh, it was successful.
Yeah, but they got a handsome kid, man. They got him on camera, like
Half of
grabbing like a chocolate milk or something
Dang.
from the gas station.
Was that whole milk, 2%?
It was probably True Moo. If I had to
Gluten-free?
guess,
Yeah.
that's what I would be drinking. But yeah, man, it's just wild, dude. The level of danger in this, it makes me not want to leave my house.
Well, here's the thing.
It really
right?
does.
Here's the thing. In like you look at it, I don't know if, again, not trying to take it political, but like in this current,
We'll say that. He will say that at least
That's-
a baker's dozen.
that's
times
like
during
saying
this
like
podcast.
I say this with all due respect, go fuck yourself,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
But I don't know if you saw like the head of like food safety. Like the person who's in charge of making sure that our food is safe to consume
Right.
is like a grossly obese man
Yeah.
who definitely, without a doubt, goes to McDonald's and then goes next door and goes Burger King, and then hits Wendy's on the way home.
And not eats in his car and then
Yeah.
goes home.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to share nothing with his family.
Well, yeah, and then goes home to eat dinner.
That's me.
So what you're
Me on
saying
that
is
guy.
he doesn't know the difference between an empty calorie and a nutrient dense
Well,
calorie.
but that's the thing.
what we did.
But this is the person that we put in charge of making sure that what we consume, what our children consume, is like okay.
Yeah.
And like, there's some chick whose her title is some with the FDA, and she is a grossly obese, definitely smokes Virginia Slims.
It's like, look at the landscaper's lawn.
Maybe Virginia Slim 100s.
Oh no, without a doubt.
With like that 2 inches of ash.
Yeah.
And the Corella DeVille extended
Yeah.
clip on it. That
Yeah.
fucking banana clip.
Extended clip.
Yeah.
That long range cigarette.
And so it's just like, there's been so many things that have happened that like, I sit back and I'm like, is this real life? Is this really what's going on?
Oh no, we got abducted by aliens in our sleep and like
Yeah, now we're
transferred
talking.
into some sort of simulation that
Yeah.
glitched.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So
Here we are.
So do you guys ever wonder why you don't like see your phone in your dreams? Have you ever seen?
I do. I'm wondering now.
Yeah, I've never thought about that.
Or like any electronics at all. So they're saying like that's like proof that this is a simulation inside of a like the levels of simulation, like that like electronics are like part of the simulation. And like that's why we can't even see them in our subconscious. I know.
Okay.
It's pretty wild, dude.
I got one for you though.
Okay, here we go.
How about you could call it a conspiracy theory, but it's not
Love
really conspiracy if it's true.
Okay, yeah.
Hollywood is microdosing us with what's to come. By example, think about like there's a movie called The Contagion. I think it's like 2014.
I like it.
It had the whole script of like the whole COVID thing.
COVID-19, yeah.
And then you look at like Ready Player One, VR headsets.
Yeah,
People are in
absolutely.
that weaponizing drones.
Yeah.
I mean, iRobot. Now you
Yeah.
got
Zombie.
Elon Musk with his robots running
Yeah.
around.
Yeah. The
Like
only thing that we haven't
microdosing.
seen yet.
Is a hoverboard. I want my hoverboard from Back to the Future.
And zombies.
No, they're
Which
coming.
is
Well,
coming.
They're coming.
They're on the way.
I think they're already here. It's like the unplugged, unconscious people who are perpetually living in another time than the present moment.
I just saw one. That's Wawa.
Wawa?
He was literally just, it was kind of sad, actually. I don't even
Get-
really want to talk about it. It was sad.
Can we talk about, you know, the 7-Eleven around the corner from my house?
From-
Right here. Right here.
Yeah.
Right next to the school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On Honore?
Yep.
Yeah.
Drive by there.
Yeah.
Full-fledged RV. Shitty one, too.
Yeah.
Just running a power cord, dude.
What are they doing?
They just live there
They're
now.
living life.
They just live there. I mean, and
That's
don't
the new normal.
They ain't got no electric bill.
don't get
Yeah.
me wrong.
Yeah.
I could think of worse things than having 7-Eleven as a next door neighbor.
Yeah, but think about all the times when, like, in, like, active addiction, when that's, like, bro, that would have been the lick. That would have been the penthouse, bro.
Oh my god, that
You
would have
know
been the
what I mean?
spot.
Yeah, dude.
That would have been the spot.
There was times when I was, like, in Northport, like, no power for months. And, like, in the middle of the night, I would go, like, over to my neighbor's house, and I would plug a plug. I jimmy rigged a cord to have two male ends, and I like figured out a way to plug into their wall and then into like the room that I wanted to power. Unless I like imagine this in like a meth-induced delusion, but like
That's possible.
I'm like 99% sure I was plugging a cord into their wall, and then I was plugging that into like the wall that I wanted to, if I wanted to like in the kitchen, right? Make a little couple Pop-Tarts or something, right? Because I ain't eaten in like a week and a half.
Are they frosted or unfrosted?
Frosted, I'm not a fucking maniac. Frosted, obviously,
Well, you
right?
put butter on the unfrosted.
You put butter on your Pop-Tarts?
I don't eat Pop-Tarts.
Would you though?
I mean,
If you did, because
if I was hanging with you in that time and place, absolutely.
I
When in Rome.
I do that, and anytime I've ever done that around anybody, they're like, "Oh, you fucking, what a fucking weirdo,"
I'll eat Pop-Tarts before McDonald's.
Well, you're a better man than me.
I mean, we all. Got
I went to
vices.
Taco Bell twice last night.
What?
Yeah, but that's not McDonald's.
I shot pool at League, and then after pool, me and Sonny, we went to Taco Bell right by his house, which they have the caramel apple empanada. It's back.
Oh,
Fucking,
Okay,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And it makes me feel so old because it's like my favorite snack at Taco Bell is like retro now.
yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So, but I went there, I got 4 caramel apple empanadas and 2 cheesy double beef burritos. I ate them at Sonny's, right? And that's funny that we said that about that dude. And then I called Wanda and I was like, "Hey, are you hungry? You want me to make a Taco Bell run? They got the new caramel apple empanadas." And then I made another stop on the way home because my life is completely fucking unmanageable right now and I'm depressed. So, there's that.
Come live in Asheville for a while.
I knew it was coming. I'm so glad you said it because I was going to.
Yeah, come live in Asheville. You,
Yeah, for
you
sure.
can come hang with
No,
us for a bit.
that tracks. That dog will hunt.
God bless.
Yeah.
It's just so weird, dude. It's so weird. The time that we're living in is so weird. What's going on? I feel like there's more. You know what I can't wrap my head around? When we were kids, the norm. I get home from school, I'm dropping my backpack,
Jerking off immediately. Go ahead. Sorry.
and
This
I'm,
is yours. This is you, not me. I'm sorry.
and, and,
Continue.
and I'm gone until the
Yeah.
street lights come on.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
100%.
Here's
you
the
ain't
thing.
gonna find me.
Here's the thing.
And even then some. You try
No.
to push it.
Oh, I'm definitely pushing it. No cell phones.
Nope.
No ring doorbells.
off the grid, baby.
No
No proof, no photos.
nothing. Right?
Grid.
And yet, shit was safer than it is now.
100%.
Just me and my steel horseback, boy. My Dino GT.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
I had a
streets,
Dino
boy.
GT also.
Yes, sir, with mag wheels.
Like what's that about? Like how is it that we used to just be out there?
Times
Because
are
we
changing.
didn't have the technology nowadays
Times-
locking us
yeah.
inside.
Times are changing. dude.
I was-
No, but I'm not even talking about going out and playing. I'm talking about like you talk to any parent.
That sense of it.
Like-
yeah.
My kid's school is literally 1 block that way.
Yeah.
I won't let them walk to school by themselves.
I don't blame you.
You know what I mean? And like that wasn't the. I used to have to walk further than that to get to my bus stop
Yeah.
Or ride
At-
your bike.
at 6 in the morning.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it like wasn't a thing. Like there was no.
I used to walk home
Yeah.
by choice.
I used to
So that
come.
I can-
I used to come home at a young age.
Yeah.
And my parents were at work.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were the man of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At 5,
Yeah.
6.
You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
just like nowadays, like I just don't. I don't know where everything went to shit, dude.
Well, it's like Dave was saying. It is technology. It really is.
It's fucked up, dude.
That's the
Give
best
me-
worst thing.
Give me some Tecmo Bowl, dude.
But the same
Ooh.
thing happened with our parents and us. You know what I mean? It's been been progressing in the same direction. Like to my dad,
Yeah.
I was a bitch growing up.
Yeah.
To my kid, like I was a fucking Paul Bunyan, dude. Like I was on the old dusty trail. Like I don't know how you survived that on fucking the Appalachian Trail. But really, you know, it wasn't. It's to me, it was normal, right? So like I don't know, dude. It's just a progression. I can't wait to fucking see what my grandkids are gonna be doing.
Well, they say, what's the saying? Hard times create strong men.
Yeah.
Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men.
Yeah, and then the
Weak men create hard times.
Yeah,
Hard times. You know what I mean? And it just it's in
Perpetual.
yes,
Yeah.
perpetual.
My dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad definitely created a weak man.
Could you imagine being on the Oregon Trail?
Yeah, dude.
Like wagons, horses.
Fucking dysentery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dysentery, boys. I got the fart needles again.
You got beans, butter, and lard.
Yeah, dude.
Like it's just
Actually,
crazy.
kind
bro.
of sounds not too bad.
Yeah.
It sounds peaceful.
I
as
mean, it's
fuck.
the top 3 ingredients in Taco Bell.
Yeah, I'll do anything to get to those ingredients right now. I'm starving, so I would do. I'll I'll literally
You
blow
sure you didn't
both of
hide
you
one of
guys.
those caramel empanadas in your beard, man? You got a like
Yeah, it's
stellar
cool.
beard going
Thanks,
there, bro.
I appreciate
Like,
that, Dave.
I got-
For real, for real.
I got a
you.
leg sleeve.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, you
I can't
scared me
take-
for. I was like, oh my god,
I
you
can't
guys
take
really
credit
went
for
in.
that. I can't take credit. His son Jordan like
Wow.
rocked that
Good
thing.
lord,
Yeah, I was getting
that's nice. Dude, that looks like Starry Night.
I was getting tatted.
That's
Van Gogh
nice.
would be
While
proud.
getting tatted.
You wouldn't even
And
let
what-
him take a break. As soon as he got to take
Bro,
a
I went to
break,
stand
like
up to stretch. He was sitting on the ground like,
Okay, yeah, no,
he's like, we ain't take breaks.
we don't take smoke breaks around here.
It wasn't even smoke break. He's just trying to stretch because you know what? We're not 9 years old and made of like chewing gum and rubber glue anymore.
Jordan pops
Like-
a clove in his mouth.
Gravity is always at work. People don't get shorter. It's just gravity compresses you if you don't stretch.
Yeah, no, that's Dave. You're actually really you're a really active person,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about rock climbing.
Okay.
I would love to talk
Let's
about
talk
that.
about it. I'm no Alex Honnold, but I'll give it my go.
You you really get it in, right? Like
Like my fingers in the pockets of the mountain.
yeah, like
Mother Nature likes it.
free climb.
Yeah.
Okay, what's that? How's that feel? Let's talk about that.
Free climbing.
Yeah.
I would say it's like any kind of like adrenaline based activity that forces you to take all your attention span and cram it into now because there's little to no room for error.
I've seen people, and honestly, bro, fuck no. You know what I mean? Like,
are you
I don't
scared of
think-
heights first off though?
No, I mean, I feel like maybe.
Like
I'm
besides
scared.
standing on top of a chair hanging a picture. Like I'm saying like could you be on a 2-story building roof and like step to the edge and look down
look down.
confidently without being like, oh
No, right? I don't think so.
Okay. So there might be a little bit of that.
Yeah, I feel like I get like tunnel vision. Is that like a thing? Like, don't look down.
Maybe for some people.
You like it?
I've found peace with it. I think when you've danced with death cheek to cheek numerous times, and you've also made peace with your finite mortality, a lot of it just falls to the wayside of like, okay, well, like, if it's my time, it's my time. But until then, I'm going to do something that scares me just a little bit or a lot of bit.
Yeah.
You know, to challenge that, because sometimes fear can become our master and keep us from some of our greatness.
See, the part that sucks about getting older, and this is why I've always respected and loved Dave, is because he has managed to hold on, bear hug that inner child.
Yeah, inner
you know what I
child,
mean?
boy.
Because if you look at, in the perfect example, we go to the trampoline parks
Yeah.
and stuff like that. You see the kids, they run full speed, jump, and they just flip.
Yeah.
And there's no proper form.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
no, they just flip with complete abandonment, right?
Yeah.
Whereas if we were to go,
It'd
right,
be a flop.
we're sizing. We're like, okay, I got 30 feet before I take off.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have
yeah.
to do at least one turn
Yeah.
to land safely on my feet. Now, if I'm going too fast,
Yeah.
I'm looking at possible hyperextending my knees.
Yeah. I'm gonna catch the double Tommy
You,
John.
you know what I mean? Where it's like that adult, like, and that's the thing with me, like, I'm not gonna say that I'm afraid of heights, but I respect the shit out of heights. Where like I don't. Again, it's like Mother Nature. It's like wild animals. It's like one of those things. Like, okay, you got this. You got this. Like, I'm not gonna tempt fate.
Yeah. I've watched videos of them people like climbing building like urban.
Mm.
Yeah, but
Like-
do you see them diving deep? Because there's a difference between heights and depths. I'm not an ocean person. I don't have gills. I don't breathe well underwater. I don't punch so good. Like
Yeah.
I'm toast. That's not my home.
Right.
But like heights don't really scare me because I'm not gonna get eaten by a shark. 50 feet above the ground on a mountainside.
Yeah.
And if I do,
Something. There's a.
this is totally a simulation.
Yeah. Something's going. Something's off.
Something's off.
There was a dude on Joe Rogan who's like an experienced climber.
Yeah.
And he was telling a story how he was out there and he was climbing. He doesn't free climb. He climbs with gear,
Yeah.
with pieces of pro. Is that what it's called? Pro?
Pieces of pro, dude.
Pieces of pro rope.
Rope, and then what's the things that you stick into the rock? Like, that you hook your rope up to. You know what I'm talking about?
You got carabiners, and then you've got pitons.
Okay.
Yeah, dude.
So-
it was pitons, bro.
I'm not a
Fucking
climber.
what's
I'm
wrong
not a
with you,
climber.
dude. Obviously, it was
Right.
pitons.
And so
Fucking-
he's telling this story about how he gets to this spot and like he's starting to lose the mental game with the and here's the thing is he's got
Golly,
ropes
boy.
and stuff, right?
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
up there, and the way he describes it is how I would picture myself. And he said his leg was going like a sewing needle,
Yeah, like an adrenaline dump.
right? And so he's sitting there freaking out, and he said out of nowhere, over his right shoulder, this dude smoking a cigarette said, "Hey, put that piton or whatever, put that right there and hook your rope up to it." And he said first he almost fell because the dude scared the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And then he looked, and it was a dude free climbing in regular tennis shoes,
Just-
smoking a cigarette.
It was Dave.
Just nonchalant.
It was Dave.
Just who was just like, "Hey, take that right there, put that right there. You'll be all right." And I'm like, yo, like there's just it's like for me, like a surgeon, right? Like there's just certain kind of people that are just meant for certain kinds of things. Because like, listen, you give me a knife, and you say, "Hey, this person's bleeding internally. I need you to cut open their stomach and sew them back up. Ready?"
They're
I'm
not
on the
gonna
ground.
Make it.
I'm on the
Yeah,
ground,
dude. I'm
making that incision. I'm out.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut myself.
What if you're in a kitchen and someone hands you a knife and says,
That's
"Make me a gourmet meal"?
yeah. But that's the crazy part. That's the crazy part. Like I've worked in a slaughterhouse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was not before you attack me.
That was
that was mandated by the county. I was
Yeah,
in jail. I was in jail.
Indentured servant.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was in jail. They said, "Work in a slaughterhouse or go to the hole." And I said, "Okay."
Yeah.
Slaughterhouse it is. And so I grew myself a Yosemite Sam mustache
Yeah. Yup.
because you can't have a beard,
Yup.
but you can have a mustache.
What?
Yeah.
And
So
the chicken coop too.
So I had a gnarly Yosemite Sam, and
What if your beard identifies as a mustache?
nowadays I could probably get away with that.
Yeah, dude.
I could probably get away with that.
My beard identifies as a chimichanga.
But like I've had to work in
flavor saver.
a slaughterhouse, and like I was able to stomach that. Where some people are like, "Hell no," like I can't do. I'll climb up, Mount Kilimanjaro, but I can't, cut open an animal. And so
Yeah.
it's just like it's so weird how different people can do different things, and like. Me, the thought of free climbing, I'll free climb probably 10 feet.
Yeah, I'll climb up your stairs to the upstairs, but like honestly, I don't think I'm getting like anxious right now just thinking about it.
Yeah.
For real.
My knee's starting to hurt.
Yeah,
How do you feel about swimming in the ocean, though?
No, I don't. I mean, I feel like just sea level is just my thing.
Yeah.
I'm like a sea level type of guy.
Okay. Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I got
If
you.
if I even like drive up to too high, steep of a hill, my ears will start popping and stuff, and if I get like a weird like altitude sickness type thing going on. I don't know what that really is, but I'm more of just like a keep it, like to just keep a ground level partner, right here.
Right, that's okay. Yeah.
It is what it is. I think about like skydiving and stuff.
I would love to skydive.
You've never done it?
I've never done it. I know my personality though, and like financially right now, I can't afford it because, you know,
Right.
that moment of free fall. I actually like prefer going like mock Jesus on my motorcycle around the twists and turns on a mountain edge.
Mock Jesus. Yeah.
Mock Jesus, like triple the speed limit, just throwing that bike around, and there's no room for error. Because
Right.
if not, you're gonna yeet yourself off the side of this mountain.
Yeah.
You know, just like roadkill, a
Even
squirrel,
that.
a piece of gravel, and you're done.
Even that,
You're
it's-
toast.
Even something like
here's
that.
the thing. I've driven through the mountains, and there's a speed limit,
Yeah.
and like I don't even go the speed limit, not because I'm speeding,
Right.
because I'm going slower. Because I'm like, how do they expect people to go 35 around this turn? Like,
Right.
do you not see that steep?
Yeah, it says 35. You're like, yeah, okay.
Ain't nobody doing that.
That's a
Dave's out here
suggestion.
doing 90, and looking like Tom Cruise from Mission Impossible, dude.
It's impossible.
God bless.
God.
I guess it's adrenaline, you know, and this goes back to, I guess, addictions and chasing dopamine. I was chatting with some of my clients this week, and it's, dopamine, there are healthy dopamines, and there are not so healthy ones. And anybody who's kind of on that spectrum, especially ADHD, will like constantly
Here I
be
go.
chasing that dopamine, and the dopamine chasing is like a never-ending game of hide and go seek.
Yeah.
So like one minute I'm like running a chainsaw, and then all of a sudden it's just like there's no more dopamine in it. And I'm not talking about like the gas or whatever, because it's
Yeah.
still fueled up. So I gotta just step back, and then I'm like, oh, let me go play with my tractor.
Yeah.
And the
Zip.
dopamine runs out, and I'm like, let me go ride my motorcycle.
Yeah,
And some days I gotta try a few different things to find it.
Yeah.
But it's like natural dopamine, I feel, can definitely be a healthy addiction, but everybody finds a different outlet. Like
Like shot.
dude,
like
you
that's
can't
your-
tell me you don't get a dopamine surge when you got a new pair of Jordans.
Yeah. Or Pokemon. Right now it's
Or caramel empanadas.
apple and food.
Okay.
Eating. Yeah. Really a lot of unhealthy dopamine
Do you
happening.
think that has something to do with being from Chicago? Because my partner, she's from Chicago, and she's a huge foodie, and I love that for her because she introduces me to new things. But I'm more
Yeah.
like, this is fuel.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like anywhere though. Like different areas have their unique, like food, categories. Like even like in the country, you know what I mean? There's, corn fed. You got cornbread, collard greens. You got all that like in the country, and then like in the inner city, you got like, what do you got? Philly cheesesteaks, pizza, dogs,
Tacos.
glizzies, tacos, right? No, I think it's just like an inside bad dopamine thing that I got going on. But
I wouldn't say that's bad.
there's right.
Well,
Well,
you haven't seen Luke eat.
No, I haven't
It's
seen
bad.
Luke eat.
No,
I'm still
it's
wondering if
not
he's
good.
got like an empanada in
I got a
that
couple
beard.
stashed away.
Like you going into the theaters and you're just tucking them.
there.
Just
Yeah.
tucking them in there. Like, just one ticket. I only need a water. I don't need no popcorn.
Yeah, dude.
The
Shake a
Good.
couple peanut M&Ms out of that bitch.
There is, and I really, and this is not even trying to be like funny, I could not put an actual number on the amount of times Lucas sent me a picture of the food that he's brought home, right? And I'm like, oh, damn, that's for you and the fam? He's like, no, they already got theirs. And then 10 minutes later, I get a text from him saying, I fucked up.
Yeah.
Why do I do this to myself? And everything's just destroyed. Everything.
It really is a weird thing, dude. It is like an addiction type thing, because like I'll get more, I'll get extra, and I know I'm getting extra, and then I'm like, well, I'll just
Save it for later.
I'll just I'd rather have more than less, because I can never if I have not enough, then I'll still be hungry, right?
So you'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have
Exactly, but realistically, like if I just got a burrito, like I would probably be satisfied with that.
But would you?
like the sickness in my head is like, you need to get 3 cheesy double beef burritos, a couple empanadas, like a cheesy gordita crunch, and a chicken quesadilla with extra jalapeno sauce, because for one, Wanda's gonna at least take one of these burritos.
Oh, you
from
know your girl's going to eat some of your
She's gonna eat. Yeah, she'll say that she doesn't want anything, and then she wants it,
Yep.
and it's upsetting.
Yep.
For 2, like, I can save it, but then I start eating it, and I'm like,
And this is good.
you're not gonna save this, dude. Just stop. And then I finish it, and I'm like, I fucking hate you. I hate you, Luke.
Oh, I used to do that with drugs.
Yeah.
I used to,
Me
I got
too.
enough. I'm going to save some for the morning.
Oh,
That way I'm not
kidding
sick.
me, dude?
Let's talk about drugs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I say this because, like, perspective.
Right.
It's all perspective is relative. Like, drug technically is anything that alters your natural homeostasis of your human from what it is.
Right.
So that's a kind of a loose term, but I think that people have become very biased to some
Right.
versus others. And some drugs are more socially acceptable
Yeah.
than others. And
Like
technically, like if you take away the biased nature, I mean, a drug's a drug.
Right.
Like it could be food, it could be alcohol, it could be hard drugs, it could be porn. I mean,
Preach.
the list goes on. It could be
Preach, brother.
adrenaline. Like adrenaline could be a
Yeah.
total drug. Like half that
Right.
dopamine chase, and I'm like, this is amazing. But
Yeah.
it goes back to the what's a little healthier than not. Because if I were to fully indulge in a lot of that adrenaline, dopamine chasing, like motorcycles or rock climbing, like I could overdose on it.
And you'd be broke.
I'd be yeeted off the side of the mountain.
Yeah.
If I really went in and didn't back off, it would be kind of like eating too much.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm curious what your guys' take is on it, because I think that the term drug is a very broad range.
Yeah.
Like, technology is a drug. I see some of these kids having mental breakdowns if their little iPad thing is taken away from them for more than 15 minutes. Like, mental breakdown.
It's
Can't
scary.
eat their dinner, can't function, banging their head on the thing. I don't even have kids, but I've got the pleasure and honor of being around multiple ones. And I'm like, what's up with, why are you at, it's 15 minutes. Just eat your, eat your meat, then you can eat your pudding, and then you can have your
You
technology.
can't have any pudding if you don't have your meat.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Yeah.
And I saw such a weird first line that I'm about to say. I was watching and I always mess it up. Is it Hasidic Jew? Is that the name?
Bless you.
Is that the name?
Why are you looking at me?
Because I'm asking a question.
That's weird.
Anyways,
That's strange. I mean,
I saw this. The dude with the
super weird.
with the yarmulke with the curlicues.
The acidic
Yeah.
Jew curls.
Acidic, yeah. And
Acid, yeah.
he was doing a talk about drugs, and it's what we know, and it's what a lot of us in recovery know, but the way that he put it, it hit different, right? And what he said is, and we know this,
Yeah.
the drugs are not the problem,
Right.
right? And so if you look at it like that the drugs, the alcohol, the porn, the technology, the mock Jesus around bends, right? The jumping out of airplanes, the swimming with sharks, like that is not the problem, right? The problem, and it's more so relative to the adrenaline junkies, like the rock climber Alex
Hana?
yeah.
Yeah.
The dude who's lost relationships over it, like
Yeah.
all kinds of like his life has become completely unmanageable at one point due to rock climbing, which is crazy, right? But then again, he probably looks at me and like, wait, you were shooting drugs with toilet water?
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The problem solely lies in the individual, and why are you willing to completely sacrifice and sabotage yourself in order to escape feeling whatever it is that you're feeling. Now, that's not to say that I do believe that there's certain people out there that can have a stressful week at work and they can go home on a Friday night and they can have a glass of wine and they still get up on Saturday morning and
People can do. It's out there.
I know, and like
those people are out there.
Like, I wish that was me. It's not, right? And there's also people that, can drive mock Jesus around corners, but not do it all the time, right?
Yeah.
Just kind of do it to chase a little dopamine hit. But this is more so for the people that their lives are unmanageable due to whatever.
There's
it
some
is.
people that can stop at just one cheesy beef burrito and
Yeah.
one caramel
Do
empanada.
you know there's people that can
Hats
go
off.
on a porn site and watch one video and like close it and like they're good?
And not do anything? They're
Oh
just
no,
like,
I'm sure they do some, but there's people
Yeah.
out there that go on, they type their little search, they click, they're like, oh, this is interesting.
Oh,
they
dude,
they handle business, and that's it. And it's like,
Bro, I'm scrolling like a Rolodex.
Your feet are
Okay.
going numb on the toilet.
God, bro, I'm scrolling like a Rolodex, my boy. I'm trying to find.
He's
I'm
over
trying
here
to set
like-
the perfect mood. Okay.
Like the Price is Right, just like
Yeah, dude, you think I was on fucking Tinder, my boy? Just
Swiping.
I'm swiping, dog.
dude, show me that finger pump if you're swiping, man. You get like a good pump in there. Look at those biceps. Look at those.
Okay. Crack a fucking walnut in half with this thing, all right?
but it goes back to, it's just people are not willing to look at what the issue is, because the drugs, the alcohol, the porn, the jumping out of airplanes, the swimming with sharks, that is not the problem. That, in fact, is the solution to what you are trying, what you think that solution is for that problem, right? So for me, it was self-esteem, self-worth, never feeling like I was good enough, not having, my dad in my life. Like, all of these things caused me to choose drugs as that solution, because it was that temporary numbness. It was my escape from feeling what I was feeling, instead of,
Right.
okay, and it took me many stints in jail and rehab and falling on my face and running into the wall a million times to, like, okay, hold on. Let's take a step back. Let's figure out another way. You know what I mean? And let's try a different solution. Because you've tried this same solution 3,700 times, and you always end up
With
here.
a negative result.
Negative result. And never once.
If there wasn't a negative result,
I'd still be getting high.
yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
still be getting high.
Right. If it didn't take all of my things away from me, my family, my self-esteem, like all the things that like I was doing it to help, it like took it all away from
I
me.
know. Which is
even
the
faster.
which is the wildest
And
thing.
then like I did more to try to like get it back. That's the thing with like that. Like
Chasing
you were
the
saying,
dragon's tail.
Yeah, dude, I'm like a dog chasing my own tail.
You're in the
Just
hamster
over
wheel.
and over again.
You're in the
That-
hamster wheel.
That fuel gauge, fill it up, and then the faster you fill it, the more times you fill it up, the faster it goes back to empty. Ugh.
You know what I mean? So I think that enough people are willing to look at themselves. You know what
Yeah.
I love it when Flip starts
So
moving
here's the
around
thing.
like this.
Here's the thing, right?
Dude, you
And
get
this
me
is-
jazzed up now. Those micro expressions.
This is something that's just been on my mind.
Yeah.
It's been on my mind, right?
Preach it, Flip.
And I actually heard a lady talking about this with her friend at my job today, right? They were eating breakfast, and boy, this lady was a talker. God bless.
Ladies usually are.
No, bro, it was the next level.
Not the
It was
mutes.
the next level, and she was calling this person a narcissist, and this person a narcissist, and this person a narcissist, right? And it just got me thinking. The amount of times there is such thing as narcissists, I am well aware. And I am well aware that probably everybody knows one, at least, right? I think that that's a fair statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way conversations, and this is just from me observing, this is not factual, this is just something that just made me really curious. If my math is right, and I'm a scientist, so you know what I mean?
That's common knowledge.
1 in every 2 males
Are narcissists.
are narcissists, right?
1 in every 2.
1 in every 2.
Yeah.
Okay, because
There's three guys sitting on this bench.
Yep. Yeah.
look to the right of you, look to the left of you.
Yep.
2 of you are narcissists, right? And so, like, here's the reality: is like, and this goes back to what I was saying. I just don't think people are willing to look at themselves in the mirror and try to figure out that Rubik's cube.
Oh, 100%.
I think it's easier to point the finger
100%.
and say, you know what? It's their fault. It's their fault. It's their fault. It's their fault. It's instead of, okay, what part did I play in all of this? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Plain
because the reality is, we all can't be victims of everybody
Apparently
and
we-
everything.
Apparently, we can all be narcissists, though.
It's so crazy to me,
I've
right?
probably heard the word narcissist more than I've heard any other word in the English language.
What about love?
You hear more. You
Because
hear more.
love's kind of misused. I mean, the term love. How many times have you looked at that cheesy beef burrito and you're like, man, I love this thing?
Well, what is love?
got to do with it.
Baby, don't hurt me.
No more.
No more.
It's just it's crazy to me that like we can just point the finger and like be okay with hunkering down and sitting in that victim role.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And saying like, no, like it's cool. Everything else is everybody else's problem.
It's them.
Yeah,
It's them.
it's them.
It's them.
It's them.
It's fucking assholes, dude.
Right?
Yeah.
And like here's the reality. In every situation that I've been in where there's been a negative outcome, I played some sort of part. Right? Like I've played some sort of part, and maybe not in that specific situation, but at some point in my life I played a part.
Yeah.
I played some sort of part in doing somebody wrong and being dishonest and being deceitful and not saying how I really felt, not willing to, own up to my faults, whatever the case is. And it's like, what I'm hoping will happen with all of this crazy shit going on in the world, right? And I feel like it's every other month there's some catastrophic natural disaster
Something.
that is just absolutely devastating a community of people, right? You got wars going on. You got this group hating this group. You got these people at war. You can't say this. You can't say that. I'm really hoping that everybody snaps out of it and like just takes a step back and like, wait a minute. Like, it doesn't have to be like this.
Right.
It could really be a lot easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it used to be.
Because here's the reality. I'm scared for your kids. I'm scared for my kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm scared for the world that, luckily, we already have enough training under our belt that when shit hits the fan, we kind of can maneuver and figure out, hop on a tractor and dig our way out, right?
Absolutely.
But like,
it's a mindset switch though. Like when life forces you and takes everything away, you almost get put on survival mode. Like your intellect takes a back seat and your instinct and intuition takes over, which is what we're born into this world primarily. Like children, you see them, you're like, why'd you do that? And they're like, I don't know. They genuinely don't know when they're early ages because their intellect isn't developed. They're operating off of feeling.
Right.
So when you hit some sort of like biblical disaster, it's just like this feeling. And either you've got the feeling in you of like, I'm going to make this work, I'm going to push through, and you see people suffering, you've got that feeling of like, I'm either going to go in and shut myself in and be scared and wait for help, or you've got that feeling of like, no one's coming. I'm going to do everything I can to help my immediate circle, my neighbors. Like, I've never seen so many people come together with volunteers because the time and energy's got to go somewhere now. You ain't got no technology. You ain't got no electricity, no water, no nothing. Like, what can you do to like be of service? Like survival. Because underneath of it all, when you strip away everything that doesn't matter, and going through Hurricane Helene in Asheville, about 20 minutes north, like, and I think the narcissism was reduced because the luxuries were gone, and you were left in a primal state of survival mode, like build a fire, like find some sort of shelter and water, like necessities.
Yeah.
The narcissism just went way down, and the empathy went way up because you were stripped of everything that was man-made, pretty much. Titles, metrics. It didn't matter what your job was. It's like, what can you do now to be of service for not only yourself, but your family, your neighbors, complete strangers, because you're seeing suffering.
It's biblical.
It's something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's strange times we're living in now.
but that's why, like, listen, people might, like, joke, but I think we're in for a zombie apocalypse. Because I think there needs to be a great reset
I agree.
that takes us back.
What kind of zombies though? Are they like the
Please
super
don't say.
strong, fast ones,
No.
or are they like
World
old
War
school
Z.
Night of the Living Dead, like kind of slow, just kind of like,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Okay. So let's touch base on this a little bit. You're allowed to pick a few things. Like by example, I'm gonna have chainmail,
Okay.
Yeah,
like old school knight, like gladiator
Yeah.
style,
Yeah.
like metal, and I'm gonna
can
have a
see it.
sharp katana, like Kill Bill. So that way, when I get tired, I can like prop against a tree, and they can try to nom on me, but they're not gonna get through that chainmail. And then when I get the energy mustered up, I'm gonna take my katana back out and just like shish
You
kebab
don't
a
think
few.
chainmail's gonna weigh you down too much though?
Not as much as gravity.
Yeah,
Technically, if I was
true.
in space, that chainmail wouldn't weigh anything.
Space zombies.
Space zombies.
Those are definitely the worst. kind of zombies.
Sharknado.
Yeah, those space zombies and Sharknado is probably the worst thing that you could possibly have happen.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing we're not in space or the ocean, so
Right.
I think we're safe on
Well,
land,
you
like
don't-
you said,
Yeah,
like
you don't have to worry about that with me.
surface dwelling.
I'm not doing
But
any
what,
of that.
what would you guys choose during the zombie apocalypse?
You know, I've gone back and forth with this. I think a good knife is a necessity. You know, yeah, a gun would be cool for about the first 30 minutes until you run out of ammo.
Yeah.
And then you're toast.
Yeah.
I think a bow.
Oh yeah.
A bow, because really,
Like a real, like a compound, regular bow.
I mean, you can even give me one of them old school just string
Recurves,
bows where
yeah.
you just
Pocahontas.
Yeah.
One of them Pocahontas joints.
Robin Hood, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you're eventually going to run out of made arrows, so then you're going to have to start whittling your own,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I don't know
That's where the knife comes in.
It
exactly.
almost
Okay.
sounds fun, dude.
And then, of course, because of our boy, I've been scoping out some axes, dude. I've been
Yeah.
scoping out axes. So Luke and I have man crush on this dude. He does these.
Real handsome gentleman.
He's the most handsome guy I've ever
Well, clearly
seen.
he's got a beard.
He does.
does.
He does have a
He
beard,
does.
and he just chops wood. That's it. Which, fun fact, do you know he's actually got his like masters in like the muscle development of the human body, physiology or whatever
Makes
it's called,
sense. It makes
right?
sense.
But that's not even his content. His content is literally him taking difficult pieces of wood and taking different axes and just chopping wood.
Nice.
Chopping wood.
And so I've been looking at some axes,
yeah.
you know, and it's not doesn't necessarily make sense in Florida right now.
Yeah.
When zombies come, you want an axe. You want an axe.
You want an
Me
axe.
chopping zombies in half.
At least a hatchet.
Something.
Yeah, I'm gonna go cheesy gordita crunch. Probably, at least, at the very minimum.
Just one?
At the very minimum, at least one, right?
So here's I'm gonna give you just a little piece of advice. Let's say you head back to North Carolina, zombies break out, right?
Uh-huh. Right.
All communications down. You make your way back to Sarasota. Come here because I'm be fortified. If I'm not here, just start hitting Taco Bells because Luke will be fortified in a Taco Bell.
Yeah, dude.
He will make himself
find me.
fortified.
He's in the walk-in freezer.
You'll
Just
find me, dude.
Yeah.
And then when everybody's like killing zombies and stuff, and they work up a good appetite, you know what I mean?
you be running the drive-through, be like, "Go get him, boys.
Yeah.
Go get him. Thank you."
100%. Yeah, I don't know. Some type of like blade for sure.
Yeah.
Something that's not going to run out of bullets.
Yeah, 100%.
Guns are going to be obsolete.
I
At the end of
want
the world, guns are going to be
One
obsolete.
of them cool things where it's like half staff and then it's got a chain.
Yeah,
And then it's
yeah.
got like a
Yeah,
spiky
dude.
mace. Is that what it's called?
Mace,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's-
yeah. Or like one of those fucking
A
things
flail.
with the fucking hook things, not like the Persian
Yeah.
hook.
I know what you're talking about.
Sword thing, the fucking sharpest candy cane you ever seen in your life, dog. Just slicing and dicing, my boy, like a scythe. Imagine like how gangster you would be out there with a scythe. Just the Grim Reaper of zombies.
That's the thing is like, you know, for sure. And this is just me keeping it funky. I got my axe on my shoulder.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm walking down the street. I'm trying to go get supplies. Zombie runs up. You know what I mean? And I'm walking. I see somebody walking with that. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's a badass.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
I ain't fucking with him. You know what I mean?
100%. Well, talking about the axe, they've proven that like splitting wood, because it's so primal, that it also helps elevate natural testosterone. So you've got your axe, and instead of splitting wood, you're splitting zombies, dude. And you're doing yourself a favor, because at the age of 30, if males are not, this is off topic, but it's still on topic because we're talking about axes and zombies.
The
So like after
craziest
30,
stats,
like
dude.
testosterone starts dropping unless we're responsible and do something about it. And we're all over 30.
Yeah.
So I think it's brilliant. You got an axe. You may not be splitting wood, but you're splitting zombies, and you're keeping your testosterone up, which is keeping your energy levels high.
Stay limber.
It's cardio.
Lumberjack.
Have to.
Yeah.
Cardio.
Have to.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I think it's brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I
Yeah.
like it.
Wow.
And that means like you're going to be splitting zombies for the inevitable future until the zombies are done. Dude, you're going to be like 80 years old with like an 8-pack. You'll be washing your clothes
be
and
like
hanging those things out to
Leonidas, dude.
dry.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll have some gnarly scars and just
Yeah.
be jacked grandpa.
Jacked grandpa.
Let's just go axes then. I'm in. Dave sold me. I'm in.
We're
Done.
going axes.
Done.
We're going axes.
Triple axes. Dude.
Now, are these like Nordic axes, like Viking style stuff?
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up because I've been looking at all sorts of things. I've been looking at, there's they are starting to take the firefighter axes and starting to make some improvisions to them to make them better for cutting trees and stuff like that. Because a lot of their axes, it's just for like getting through shit, right?
Yeah.
And then I came across this Nordic axe website where you could literally design this thing from the rooter to the tutor, dude. You could get it engraved. You get the length of the handle, the weight of the head, the shape.
Yeah, there's a whole, yeah.
Oh, bro, you can get a leather strap on that bitch. You know what I mean?
With the wrist
Yes,
thing in case.
yes.
Yeah. Because you never know.
You-
You don't
And you're
wanna lose
working
your
out.
axe.
Dude, you're just staying ripped. Your testosterone shot through the roof. You're doing the world a favor on top of yourself by just taking out these zombies.
Yeah.
Like it's a win-win-win. And even God's just like, yo, I'm proud of you guys doing God's work.
You know what's crazy though? Like in all the zombie movies and stuff, like the biggest threat is like other like clans.
Yeah.
Like you would think that in a zombie apocalypse, like you're gonna come and take my canned goods.
My provisions.
Like you're gonna take my provisions
But-
from me, bro.
But
Like
that's a perfect representation of
how
what we're going through right
fucked
now.
up the world
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Is like we should be coming together
Yeah.
in a time like this.
Yeah.
And instead we're choosing to like, oh, this person didn't call me by the right name.
You're a narcissist.
This person is a narcissist because
Yeah.
they have a 3-story house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, oh, like just all this irrelevant shit that in the grand scheme of things, right?
Doesn't matter.
Don't mean shit.
Only thing Dave was worried about a couple months ago was redigging the creek out of his field.
Yeah. And
You know what
all
I mean?
all my elderly neighbors, like they were stuck. Like some of these people are 80 years old. They're not going to be running chainsaws and deadlifting logs. Like, what if it's a medical emergency? And there were plenty. It was just like, help these individuals. Because one day we're going to be there. I mean, we're not with axes and zombies. We're going to be shredded and still doing it. But still, like,
I hope so.
it's all about planet Earth, Team Human. Team Human, planet Earth.
That's the name of this episode, Team Human.
Team
Like, it
human,
doesn't
dude.
matter what color you
Team
are.
human.
It doesn't matter, like, what gender you are. It doesn't matter what you want to identify as. At the end of the day, you strip it all down. You're a human living on planet Earth. Or better yet, you're a being here for a human experience on planet Earth. Human being. So you got this rad meat suit with this meat computer, and you're just trying to figure out what's going
So
on here.
Crazy that you say that, dude. Because I was laying in bed the other night, and Wanda's like half asleep, and I was like, "Hey," do you? I was like,
Are you making like an invisible Play-Doh
like-
snake while you're doing it? too?
yeah, I was like, you ever think like you're like a little person like inside your head, like
Like a Men in
controlling-
Black?
Yeah, I was like, do you ever think like your consciousness is like, where do you think your consciousness is? Like, is it in your head or is it in your heart? Like, cause nobody
No,
ever.
You see that bump right there?
Yeah.
That's not an Adam's apple.
That's
That's my consciousness.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, because it's like, she's like, motherfucker. She's like, go the fuck to bed, bro. But like, honestly, dude, it's like nobody. When you point to yourself, right? Everybody points to like here,
Yeah, the
right?
heart.
But like everything's happening up here, right? It's all happening here. So do you ever feel like you're like a little person inside of your body, like you're a mecha robot, just like like working controls? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like feel and stuff like isn't even. I don't know, dude. I was going through some things, bro. I had a long day at work, bro.
It's funny you say up here. I was going for a run through the mountains the other day. Oh, maybe not the other day, 2 weeks ago. And I was listening to some Alan Watts chill step stuff. He's this philosopher guy.
Such a Top Hat Dave thing to say.
Most Top Hat Dave thing ever.
And he brings up the topic, and I'm probably going to butcher it, but I'm going to sum it up, that the intellect was bestowed to us as a servant. And over the course of time, people have allowed the servant to overthrow us and become its master and enslave us. And then he gets a little deeper into it about that noisy head. And then he starts talking about people who commit suicide and how they're trying to silence the voice. And he's like, have you ever noticed when people choose to use a gun and commit suicide, they shoot themselves in the head, but never in the heart? And I was like, yo. So basically, you got overthrown. You're enslaved to your intellect.
Wow.
And eventually, it just wears you down to the point where you just want to shut it up, and you're just like, lights out.
Yeah.
People aren't ever like,
Yeah, bro.
screw my heart.
Because it's like an influx of just like
Right.
senses, hear, smell, taste, see.
Yeah.
It's just fucking. It becomes
Versus
like
learning
overload.
to be like, yo, I got overthrown. I'm going to go ahead and be the master of my intellect now and give it something to do so it'll shut up.
Yeah.
It's like, here's a toothbrush, go clean the corners of my mind. And when you're done, come back, you can do it again.
Yeah, dude. I'll be in the heart.
I'll be in the
Comes-
heart.
comes-
I'll be in the heart of
Yeah,
it.
dude. I'll be in the heart.
Because the
dude.
mind's where we make up the indifferences and the division and the
Yeah.
I'm better than you. And we try to like strip it down. And you go from that heart and that soul, and it's planet Earth, team human.
Team human, dog.
Right?
Team on me, team on me. Team.
Mind blown. Well, that's that. That's about time.
All right.
Listen, we love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Sorry we took a little hiatus, but we're back.
We're back.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course, dude. I'll see you tomorrow
For sure. We're going to have a good time.
for some tats.
Dang,
For some
dude.
tattoos. I don't know why. I don't know. I tried to say something cool with tattoos, but
And just imagine what we'll be conversing about tomorrow after this stuff kind of stews.
it's usually
Like a
yeah,
crock pot of awesomeness.
It's usually you usually keep my mind off of the fucking panic attack that I'm having while you're.
No, that's not a panic attack. You're just holding your breath. And then when you finally let go, you're breathing
It
out your
is.
butt, which is a little
I do
too
good though.
You do
I
so
do-
good,
I-
dude.
I
You sit like a
sit
champ.
good,
Your
dude.
last session, you were a beast. You were chilling,
Just hanging
having a
out.
conversation.
How did the
Inside,
stomach feel?
Probably as bad as the back. I've
Well,
never
all your
got my
nerve
back.
endings are there and stuff.
Oh, it was. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was. I've done the foot. I've done the ribs. I've done. You know, it's all
It
pretty
hurts.
rough. But this right here,
That sternum, solar plexus.
the heart, my boy.
Mm.
It bites.
Well, listen, we love you guys. Thank you so much. Oh, we gotta do a thumbnail real quick. We're not
Okay.
gonna do a thumbnail story.
Yeah.
All right, so just look at the camera up there
Yeah.
and smile. One,
Move
two,
these out the way real quick.
1, 2, 3. Okay, and then okay. Dave and I are trying to get a hold of Luke. He's not answering his phone. Dave's like, yo, I'm worried. Let's go to his house. We hear the TV on,
And
but he's not answering, right?
Nope.
And so then we break in, and Luke has devoured 382
Yeah.
caramel apple empanadas. Ready?
Food
1,
coma.
2, 3. Okay. And then I think that was good. I think that was
Food
good.
coma.
I
Just
think that was good. I think that was good.
All right, we're
All right, we love you guys. We'll see you next time.